I'm Will Lockamy.
And I'm Reed Lockamy.
This is the Iron Bowl Hour.
Or as we like to call it, the show that wants to remind everybody it's okay, we'll beat Texas A&M in the BCS National Championship game.
No, I don't actually think it's going to happen this year.
Is it not, Will?
That's not.
Is it not?
Maybe. On tonight's show.
Listen, I don't want to jump the gun, and I don't want Clay Travis to start tweeting this right now, but I suspect Nick Saban will be fired at the end of the year.
Right.
Because of your last name, are you technically the biggest football star who's ever lived?
Reed, it's time for another edition of Agree to Disagree.
I agree. It is, Will. See what I did there?
I see. With expectations as high as they've ever been in Tuscaloosa, is this season considered a failure now that Alabama lost to Texas A&M?
Will, this is a no-brainer. This is definitely a failure. This whole season is at this point. As Alabama fans have liked to point out all year long, Alabama was the best team of all time ever, and was going to be beating NFL teams.
I thought that's how Auburn fans talked.
That's the way a lot of college football fans talk is like this. But one way or another, now with a mediocre performance against LSU, right? That was almost a loss, and then just kind of getting slapped around by Texas A&M and having to come back just to lose in the end.
First of all, the LSU game was in Baton Rouge, and that was a championship performance. Is what that was
against the team that beat Auburn by 2 points. No, LSU is not that good of a football team.
Reed, at night at LSU, that was a championship performance.
Whatever, they only beat Auburn by 2 points. That's not a very good football team. Listen, it's like I said from the very beginning of this season. I said it on this very television show that Alabama, I suspected, was in fact just a good football team.
They're the best team in the country, and voters know that.
The last 2 weeks have shown that, in fact, Alabama is not as good as everybody acted like they were, and this season is definitely a failure with all the expectations there were. They're not going to win the national championship now, and that's a failure.
I think Alabama probably dropped this game on purpose just to prove that the regular season means nothing, Reed. It means nothing, just like last year.
Right.
They were able to drop a game, still go to the national championship and win, just like what's going to happen this year.
Ship. Yeah, I know they went to ship last year.
Yeah.
They're not going to ship this year.
They're going.
They're not. Nobody's going to want another one-loss Alabama, especially after last year they got in without even winning a conference championship. Nobody's going to want them back in the game. Not to mention Oregon and K-State. Those teams. Listen, Notre Dame will probably drop all their games from here on in. And we all agree about that. They're a terrible football program. But K-State and Oregon are both going to win out. Listen, let's not forget Alabama still has to beat Georgia in the SEC championship.
That's going to be tough.
Well, let's see. And when you can only barely beat LSU, who only beat Auburn by 2 points, right? The transitive property shows that Alabama is not just going to have a transitive property. Okay, well, I'll explain that later. But the point is, Alabama's not going to have a cakewalk against Georgia in the SEC championship, and that's the end of the line. Listen, I don't want to jump the gun, and I don't want Clay Travis to start tweeting this right now, but I suspect Nick Saban will be fired at the end of the year.
Right. Mark my words. I've been saying it all season. This is one of the best football teams of all time, Alabama this year. They still are. They're going to win out. Notre Dame's dropping a game. Oregon has very tough games still on their schedule. They're going to drop a game, have to play a championship game. I'm telling you, Reed, watch it.
Listen,
you saw on the BCS standings come out this week. Alabama's set up to still go to the national championship.
I'll give you that they get into the national championship game. They don't win it this year. They're not that great of a football team. They are just decent.
How many times do I have to say? Number one.
It sometimes seems that more and more college football players are running afoul of the law. To combat this, Auburn has gone as far as to hire a private security firm to keep tabs on its players. Is this the right approach? No, this is not the... Wait, are you going to argue no, it's not the right approach?
I was going to say no, it's not the right approach.
That's what I'm going to argue also.
Well, let me go first then. No, it's not the right approach, Reed, and here's why. It's not enough. Auburn clearly needs to be doing more.
Oh, okay, good. We are actually going to disagree. It's not the right approach because it's way too much. It's ridiculous.
No, Reed,
it's an Orwellian kind of Big Brother scenario.
It's a what?
Orwellian.
I've got nothing.
So much we have to explain after this show. Yeah. All right, what are you saying? It's not enough?
No, that's right, Reed. Obviously, the biggest problem right now in Auburn is discipline. That's what everybody's starting to figure out. Oh, wait a minute. These coaches are more buddies to these players as opposed to disciplinarians and coaches. That's why Alabama's so successful and Auburn's not. So, Reed, hiring a security firm clearly has not fixed anything.
I suspect you're next going to argue that they need to start spanking the players or something like that, which did work pretty well in Tuscaloosa.
Listen,
we
here's the
documented
thing.
that on this show before.
I don't think this goes far far enough. Exactly. I think they need to bring the parents in, actually have the parents move to Auburn and be living with these players and spanking them on regular occasions.
Hey, listen, I think the last thing that Auburn needs is speculation that Auburn is paying the parents to move to a new. That's the last thing Auburn needs. Look, this is ridiculous, right? I agree with you that there's not enough discipline in Auburn, but hiring a security firm to check up on your players is not.
Can we stop saying security firm?
Well, that's what it is.
They're babysitters. Let's say they hired the babysitters to watch the
Hiring a private
kids.
babysitting firm with people who probably carry guns to check up on your players, right? And that's another thing they don't need more of in Auburn. This is not the right approach, right? Somehow this coaching staff needs to teach these players how to behave like reasonable individuals without having to send people to check up on them. This is ridiculous.
Reed, I'm telling you, I think this was a good move initially, have Coach Chiswick bringing in the babysitters to watch so he and Jonna could have some date nights, go out, don't worry about the kids at home, let the babysitters watch them, put a couple of good movies on.
If they've already, when they need to be watching film is what they need to be doing, not movies. They need to be watching football film. If Auburn has already paid this contract, right, then here's what I would do. Let's send these guys instead, not to check up on the players, but let's send them to check up on the coaches to make sure they're actually reporting to work and doing anything, because right now there's no evidence of that whatsoever.
No, Reed, I'm sure of it. Bringing the babysitters in was not enough. They need to get these parents to Auburn to watch their kids.
Well, as usual, Will, you are wrong, and just to prove it, I'm going to beat you in ping pong in the segment after the break.
We'll see about that. Reed, if there's one thing we like to do with each other, it's
chewing bubble gum.
It's competing against each other in easy sports.
Oh, you mean outside of the gum thing?
Outside of chewing gum.
Sure.
Yeah, so anyway, let's go find out how to play ping pong, or table tennis as some people say, and then have a little friendly competition.
Sounds good. Homer Brown loves table tennis. For 42 consecutive years, he has competed in the U.S. Open Table Tennis Championship, and he is widely known for his unorthodox Homer Brown knee special serve. In 2009, the Alabama football team first brought Homer in to work with the players.
Good! I told that group, I said, guys, you know, I've had experience on a national coach and had worked with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, did a clinic, you know, they went on to win the Super Bowl, right?
Sure.
So I thought, well, if I tell these guys they can go all the way to you know, get to the national championships, I bet they might have a chance to win it. So I told them, I stuck my neck out. I think you guys can do it, and if you all play, you guys got to get there. Sure enough, they got there and won it.
Alabama went on to win the national championship in 2 of the 3 years that Homer has trained them.
So you think you can take Reed and I through the journey of learning how to play ping pong, and we can become good players today?
Yeah, I think we can. You got a great coach here, you know.
Yeah, sure. And we're natural athletes anyway, so.
Yeah, I was on math team.
Nice.
This is a hard rubber. That would be called inverted soft. And then right here we've got pips out with sponge. You can see the yellow part, and that's what I use.
Is there any way to play without rubber? Are there any that don't have
Well, you
rubber
could stain it, but you're not going to have much control and touch. But
you can't play with just wood, just
you
plain
could if
wood.
it was stained, but the thing is you want to have some rubber there. You can put some spin or have some touch and feel.
Now, did you use an orange ball with a blue table for the University of
Surely
Alabama?
Not.
Oh, we took, orange balls over there. Yeah.
With blue tables. First, we need to choose the right equipment.
Table tennis is a real fast sport, so you got to be able to get around here very quickly. This is home base for me. As you can see, I'm down pretty low, almost level with the table. Now, my goodness, look at him. He is way down there. I'll step over, slide, pow, with my backhand.
Pow! Now, do you say stuff like that during the match?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm known to be a talker.
Excellent.
They know when I come to a tournament, especially the U.S. Open.
Right.
I talk a lot.
I think I may do that.
Kind of gets me psyched up a little
Step,
bit.
slide, hammer time.
Yep. If I was up here like this, or a lot of people play, look I'm not going to be in position to do anything, and neither are you.
No, that's
so you got to be ready. Kill shots get over 100 miles an hour.
Are there overheads in ping pong?
I mean, we'll hammer it. That way you can hit it over the person's head.
Not against the rules to hit it like this.
Kill shots?
Oh, kill shots.
For the next 3 hours, Homer taught us about footwork, hand-eye coordination, endurance, and humiliation.
Stay down low. That way you're ready to throw. Can you see how that's good for other sports?
Oh, yeah.
Baseball, football.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Crouch down a little bit more, guys. Let's get into it. Get your hand off the paddle.
Okay.
Yeah, put it to your side. You don't want to get in the way. You don't want to get any hand oil on that rubber, you know.
Gotcha.
You don't want to get in the way. You got your right foot forward. You're going to come up and stroke up your forehead.
Okay. All right.
All right. You relax.
Okay.
You
Okay.
loose.
Yeah.
All right. Try it again.
All right. Here we go.
All right. And
Ow.
like that. Are you feeling the
I feel it. I feel it.
You feeling the buttocks?
I feel it in my buttocks.
You got a lot of muscles in those buttocks. Let's work them. Well, I don't care if they have backspin or topspin. If you take it right off the bounce and you're quick enough, you flip it, you're gonna get that ball back because you're right there to take it off the bounce. Move and then stroke. Move and then stroke. Yeah. Move and then stroke. That's good. You make a good doubles team, guys. I love it. You guys are doing great.
Okay. Okay.
What's the matter now, Will?
Okay,
you gotta
tired.
get with it.
That's tough. Tired.
You want to make sure when you got the right shot, that setup, when they make a mistake, you're ready to go and hammer it, to kill that ball. And when you kill it,
yes,
you make sure it's a winner. Don't baby the ball.
No.
That looks natural.
Don't baby it. Yeah. Hammer it. Win the point. Ready? Guess what? Oh, that's a kill. That hurt?
What? It hurt.
You feel it?
Yeah, it got me in the knee.
Right.
Got me in the knee.
Well, Homer, I think that was some of the most intense training we've ever done for anything. I don't see how we're not ready to compete.
Well, I think you guys might be. We're going to find out, too. That's it. That's it. That's it. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
That's it.
It's a Homer Brown knee special.
That's a Homer Brown knee special. Whoop. Come on, baby. That's it. Oh, good shot. But the old backhand came through.
I missed the backhand because of all your, all this stuff.
Hey. Find it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh, gosh. Homer.
Well, here's what I say. We've been trained. We were mismatched against Homer here, but now
Truly.
I think we go brother versus brother and see what happens on the
I'd like
ping pong
to see
table.
that.
To choose who serves first, Will must guess which hand holds the ball.
Right hand. Your right hand?
Oh my goodness. I've never had anybody do that before. That's crazy. Let's go. Here we go. Whoa, edge ball.
Edge balls count, right?
Oh yeah.
It's a good shot, Will.
Thanks.
Good shot.
Get that.
Boom.
Whoa! Woo!
Oh!
Okay. Oh! Nice try. Nice try.
Boom.
Oh! Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, guess what? His point.
Too much
Homer.
spin.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen much in the national tournament, does it?
Not too often.
Oh!
Whoa, nice try, nice try. This could be the game.
All right, Will.
Here we go.
It's 10 to 6. This determines everything. This is for favorite child.
This
Here
is
we
when
go.
I make
Here
my
we go.
move.
Great shot over here.
Good game, Will. Good game. High five.
Okay, high five.
Nice.
There you go, guys.
Homer, thanks for the instruction.
Yeah, thanks, Homer.
You guys really learned very quickly.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
pretty good
But
there.
we got to work on, your buttocks and your
Yeah,
footwork.
We'll
a little
work on
bit.
that, sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go home and work on my buttocks a lot.
Yeah, you need to. I tell you.
Yeah.
They say there's a lot of muscle there. you
Homer,
know.
thanks so much.
Yeah.
None of this victory over Will could have been possible without your instruction.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Send me a check.
Will
Absolutely.
do. Will do.
Well, I don't know if viewers know how big of Simpsons fans you and I are, and
Pretty
I
big.
like how we were able to work in a Homer in that piece and a Bart coming up in the next piece of the show.
Who's up next?
It's Bart Starr.
Oh.
All right, television viewers, it's time for us to head off to one of the most famous restaurants in Bessemer, the Bright Star.
We're going to Bart Stars.
Oh, Bart Star. I'm sorry. We're going to head off and talk to Bart Starr, apparently.
What are you doing?
We're heading to Bart Stars. Come on, we don't need to ride the elevator this time.
I'm not riding the elevator. Read, it's time for rapid fire questions on the grill, brought to you by Billy's Sports Grill with former superstar Coach Bart Starr.
That's exactly right. Because of your last name, are you technically the biggest football star who's ever lived?
Well, I don't know if you want to take it like that and have some fun with it,
Yeah.
but
I'll take it like that.
We're gonna take it like that.
We'll take it like that.
of course you have to add an extra R on the name.
That
see?
makes it extra special.
For sure. In college, were you a better quarterback or punter?
Probably a punter.
Pretty good punting percentage.
Good leg there.
You were the 199th pick in the 1956 NFL Draft. How many of the 198 players picked ahead of you that year are in the Hall of Fame alongside you now?
I truly don't know. I'm not hedging. I just don't know.
I'm going to guess 0.
I bet none of them.
No.
I bet it's you. Who will go down as the second greatest Packers quarterback of all time? Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
I'll pick both of them.
There we go. Very diplomatic.
Yep.
You don't really know us, but based on first impressions, which of us would you guess is the host with the most?
I'd guess that one pointing to himself.
Yeah, there we go.
That was wrong. That's okay. Good try. Good try.
Which is better, regular lemonade or cherry lemonade?
Cherry lemonade.
Yeah, smart.
I like your question.
There you go. Smart man.
His wife's name is Cherry.
She is, yeah, that's him. Who's your favorite character from The Simpsons?
Well, if I had to pick one, I'd pick the one named Bart.
There we go.
Well played.
Nice. Very nice. Well, Coach Starr, thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
It's Bart, not Coach.
Oh, there, Bart.
I didn't make it as a coach.
Well, Coach Bart Starr, it's going to be pretty cold tonight, but of course you're one of the people that's incredibly used to this, right? You can just do about anything in the cold. So if we need somebody to take the trash out once it's below freezing, we can just get this guy to do it.
Ask Coach Starr to take the trash out.
Yeah,
that's a great idea,
right?
Will.
Well, I've become accustomed to that because that's what my wife says. She doesn't say please, she says take the trash out.
There you go.
Yeah, see, I was doing that for Cherry. Yeah.
And I'm just kidding because I'm married to a special, special, special lady. She
That's a
is
good thing.
Wonderful.
Now, in the draft, you went 199, a bit of a dark horse. Did you, though, know that you had the ability to be the star quarterback that you ended up being?
Well, I don't know that I knew it, but I thought I did. And I had that impulse going and that attitude word working.
Yeah.
And I just said, I'm going to make this team.
That's impressive because you had sort of a topsy-turvy, college career with the new coach coming in and all of that.
That's a good way to say it.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I can understand those things happening, and I guess maybe this was a trend or something that was done in those days. But when we had a new coach come in, when I was coming up on a junior year, he benched all us seniors, and gosh, we hardly played any.
Right.
So to be drafted at all coming out of college after that, I just felt very privileged.
Now that you're back in Birmingham, do you identify more, do you think, with people as far as being an Alabama quarterback or a Green Bay quarterback?
I think it's probably some of each because depending on where you are, obviously they're more identified with it there. And
right.
so, but it's just been a joy, and I've been privileged. When you go to the University of Alabama, a great institution like that, and you're privileged to go to the Green Bay Packers and be a low-round draft choice and end up being a starting quarterback there over the years, that's quite an accomplishment, and you have to feel very grateful and honored by it.
Sure.
And very privileged to have been with a group like that that saw enough in you to give you an opportunity.
And you're being very humble. You weren't just a starting quarterback.
Well,
you set
plenty of records.
You set some
Hall
records,
of Fame and all that as well.
yeah, but not like they set records today. I've told some people, and I mean this sincerely because he's a wonderful man. Aaron Rodgers is one of the neatest, nicest men you'll ever meet. And you talk about a talent. I swear I think he could throw the ball behind his back as easy as I could going forward. He is something else.
Yeah. Now, I've heard a rumor that this desk here is actually your desk from your days in Green Bay, from your office. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's a cool looking desk, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of it either. For sure.
And I like that there's Alabama memorabilia around this office, and also a war eagle on the desk there.
For
so that really
Auburn
shows
here,
some partisanship there. I think that's very impressive.
Well, I had to do that because my wife went to Auburn. See, we have a mixed marriage.
Oh, there we go. Now, sir, you ended up, of course, as everybody knows, going to Alabama. What was your recruitment like? How did you end up at Alabama?
Well, I was gratefully pleased to be recruited by several other colleges. I came very, very close to going to the University of Kentucky because, in growing up, one of my favorite heroes was Babe Pirelli, who played at the University of Kentucky for Coach Bear Bryant.
Right.
If you remember, that's when he
yeah.
was playing it. Well, gosh, man, I was all geared up to go to Kentucky. Babe had just convinced me this is a place to come. Except that while I was in high school, in my senior year, I had truly fallen in love with this sweet little lady. to whom I'm married.
That worked out well.
Yeah.
58 years later.
That's a long time. Yeah.
I'll say, she doesn't look to be 58 years old. When someone says that to us, if we're standing side by side, I'll say, well, she was only 3 when I married her. And she'll hit me with the arm. You know?
And then here come the police.
Yeah. But that's how I ended up at the University of Alabama, because when I determined she was going to Auburn, I think I had enough common sense to know if I went to Kentucky and she went to Auburn, I'd lose her.
Right.
So I called the greatest audible of my life and chose to go to the University of Alabama.
If anything speaks to the difference in the rivalry now, that to save his relationship, when she was going to go to Auburn, he decided to go to Alabama, and that was what saved their relationship. Boy, it's different times now.
Now that may actually just be illegal.
That's right.
Yeah. How about that?
Maybe.
Well, interesting story. Great stuff. Thanks a lot for letting us hang out here.
Oh, you're welcome. Happy to do it.
We enjoyed it. Up next, it's time for the Wickles Pickles Picks of the Week. Reed, when the Lockamy brothers pick pickles, we of course pick Wickles.
There's no doubt about that, because a Wickle will tickle your taste buds just right. Will, speaking of picking things, it's time to pick games. We have a season-long points competition going on, and you're in the lead just a little bit right now.
I am, and can I point out that I was one of only 2 media members in the country that picked A&M to
Who was
beat
the other
Alabama.
one, Will?
Well, it was Lee Corso, and since he's usually confused and disoriented and doesn't know where he is,
I'm not sure
technically, I'm the only guy that got it right.
Not sure you want to pair yourself with him. All right, so here's the deal. Your score is 297 right now, and my score is 305, just like the area code, not the one in Alabama, but a different one. And the lower you score, the better. So right now you're in good shape. But that's all about to change. We're going to pick the games for this week. First up is Alabama playing, I think it's Western Carolina, maybe? Something like that. It doesn't matter. All right, what are you seeing happen there?
I've got Alabama winning by 35.
Okay, actually Alabama's going to win that by 50 points. That's what I'm picking, so we'll see what happens. Now, the other game, of course, is Auburn in a close one, probably, against Alabama A&M. Will, how do you see that one turning out?
I see Auburn, kind of having a cakewalk here, 24 points.
Okay, I'm going to be generous and say Auburn by 17. So we'll see after this week. We'll see where we stand points-wise, and then one of us is going to have to eat a plate of extremely hot wings from Billy's Sports Grill.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget you can follow us around on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's at the Iron Bowl Hour, and you can listen to our radio show, Oh Brother Radio, every Thursday at BhamMountainRadio.com.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap up taping. I have $75 worth of quarters. I'm about to hit the telescope here at Vulcan Park pretty hard in a second.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Roll Eagle, Reed.
And War Tide, Will.
The Iron Bowl Hour is brought to you by Wickles Pickles. Add an exciting new taste to everything from Thanksgiving dinner to Saturday sandwiches. A Wickles pickle will tickle your taste buds just right. Billy's Sports Grill in Birmingham, located in English Village, Overton Road, and coming soon to Northport. Billy's, come on in and feed your goat. And Vulcan Park and Museum, home to the world's largest cast iron statue. For more information, log on to www.visitvulcan.com.
Or as we like to call it, the show that wants to remind everybody, it's okay. What is that? What is that?
I mean, it's a garbage truck. It's a garbage truck.